Hello, lovelies. I yeah, I realised I was cutting it a little bit close, but I'm just gonna mute my Twitch. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I have been part of what kept me late today was I had a new microphone arrive and I was messing around with it, and then time was wearing on and I had to go and unmess with everything and go back to my main one. Um, so that because I wasn't prepared enough to risk it for tonight, so I then just had to wind all my settings back and double check all of my audio. Hopefully this is sounding okay, because of the kind of game that this is. Basically, I can't, once I start playing this, if I tab out, like, the music will stop and the game will freeze, which isn't the end of the world if I have to do it, but I'm going to try not to. But it means, like, I've done a little bit of testing with my leveling and things, but please do yell in the chat if I've got something wrong in terms of levels, if you can't hear me over the music or whatever, because this is a game with music. Yeah, Moomin, there's no Calvert to slap in this one, but there are plenty of other things that I'm going to slap with a really, really big sword, so, you know. There are so many games that I love that I wish you could co-op, but you just can't, so, Oh, good. Yes, test those things. I'm glad that they're working in this. They should all still be working. Should all still be working in this, but you never know. Right. So, given that I can't type or tab out any longer once I'm in there, I suppose I'm gonna kick off. But hello Bisa, hello Mimas, hello Ruffle, hello Moomin, and hello anybody else who is lurking. Thank you for coming and keeping me company, because this is you know, a step outside of my comfort zone. Final Fantasy VII. Let's do this. Whoops. Not like that. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. You like my new retro gaming UI, especially for this stream. Ooh, the chicken was much louder than I am. Okay, it's good to know. I shall pay attention to my levels the next time one of those goes off. You were just too busy looking at my lovely face, Bisa. Retro and also well future at once. Yup. Yup. You guys don't know how much I love this game. So much. You might be about to hear how much I love this game, though. Because while certainly not one of the first games I ever played, one of, like, I owned a console before I owned a PlayStation, but this was probably one of the first games I played on my brother's PlayStation when he got one. Oh, and this intro still makes me quiver. I got goosebumps. But this, Tomb Raider, Suikoden, a couple of others, sort of part of my early gaming experience. You know, once I got past the Amiga and the Mega Drive. Certainly this was, I think, one of the most influential games on me when I was a kid, though, and still kind of is into adulthood, so I'm excited to get back to it. You've never played this, Ruffle? Game music is a bit too loud compared to my voice. Okay. Right, let me get through this just first battle, and then I will go and turn it down a little bit, because it's going to pause it. Look at him! Look at those legs, look at those gammon joints. Right, there's going to be a battle, and the battle music is often notoriously loud, so maybe I'll use that to set my volume against. This is also a game that's old enough that you can't control the levels in quite the way that you want to in the game. You can control the FX and you can control the music, and that's it. But not like not like the sub bits. Game battle sounds fine. Fine relative to my voice, just the music. Okay, interesting. So in that case, let's have a look at it in-game, shall we? Save me tabbing out. So. Right, so we've got music down to 25. Let's try turning that down a bit more. How's that? Realise it might take you a minute to see. Is that a little bit better? Or do I need to also turn it down in OBS? Might have been the intro. Yeah, maybe. Rafa, you spent a lot of time watching your brother play through this one, did you, huh? Okay, alright, let's stay with that for a bit. So for a bit of context, for anybody who has never come across Final Fantasy, well, Final Fantasy VII in particular, it's about eco-terrorism, among other things. And I now work in sustainability, so there we go. That's how that went. Yeah, you let me know, Bisa, if it still sounds like it's too loud. I can always tweak it some more, either in-game or in OBS if I have to. And I'm not going to do the thing that I accidentally did earlier when testing, and just hammer buttons and accidentally call someone a name with a whole bunch of extra letters on the end. Oops. But I want to say 11 when I first played this game. And I have played it many times since then, both in my childhood and in my adulthood. But I don't think I have gone back and played it for almost a decade. Even if the main character is like super sulky emo boy. I'd like to say he gets over it, but he doesn't. Just tipped you off on me. Yeah. Well, this released in the EU in, I think, the end of 1997. So that gives you a pretty good ballpark. Because I don't think, like, I didn't own a PlayStation, then my older brother owned a PlayStation, and I had a Mega Drive. And back then, we used to, rather than buying games outright, we had like a local game shop in the seaside town where I grew up, and you would go and you would hire out games in the same way that you would hire out DVDs from Blockbuster. So we tried a whole bunch of things in the shop, and we'd hire it out for like 2-3 weeks at a time. I think this one might actually be one that we did buy in the end though, because first of all, there's a lot of gameplay in this game. Like, it was, even back in PlayStation days, this was a 3-disc game, so it was huge. And it had a solid 50 plus hours of gameplay in it. You can do it faster, but 50 hours plus of gameplay, which was almost unheard of, I think. You had a local nerd guy gang. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I had a couple of ripped games. I don't know what they... Silent Hill. I think I had a version of Silent Hill for a while. I now, of course, own a proper one. Because I do have a collection of retro consoles. Less than I used to have. I used to have about 14, 15. I think I'm down to about 7 or 8 now. But my PlayStations obviously survived. I still have those. But I'm not actually playing it on console. I have this is another one of those games where I'm like, well, I've got it on console, but also it's available on Steam, so I own it on every platform that it's available on, just in case, you know. Bought your first PlayStation 1, 2 or 3 big bags of CDs. Wow. So for anybody who hasn't played this game, essentially the context, what we're doing here is this character that I'm playing, Cloud, has been hired as a mercenary to help a group called Avalanche, who don't call themselves eco-terrorists, but we are about to go and blow up a reactor. who are sticking it to the man because big corporation called Shinra, you'll come across that name a lot, are sucking all of the life force out of the planet and selling it as energy. So, you know, it's not subtle. It's not a subtle take on sort of big oil and things like that. Very iconic music by the wonderful Nobuo Uematsu, who just did fantastic soundtracks. And it was really palpable to me when Final Fantasy switched to another composer, and he's died now, sadly. But I loved this game, and the games that followed it, 8, 9, and 10 as well. And a bit of 12, to be honest. I loved them all so much that not only did I own all of the games, and I still own all of the games, but I also owned the soundtracks on CD. I had to order them from Japan, I think. Well, one of them had to come direct from Japan. I think a couple of them were EU releases, but I don't even know now where we would have got hold of them, but I still got them somewhere. So this lift is notorious. I've got to not just click when I get to the other end, because this is the lift that I frequently, even when I know what I'm doing, end up going up and down in, because there's a few things in the way that this game is pathed where you often end up sort of going through one door and you want to keep going in the same direction, but on the next screen it sends you back the way you came, and this lift is a bit like that. You had a family member who was super into Final Fantasy memes. But yeah, so the character that we're playing, he's a mercenary, he don't care about nothing, he's just here for the money. That's all gonna change, isn't it? And actually part of what brought me back to wanting to come and play this again was they have just released the second part of the Final Fantasy VII remake. And I got the first part and I didn't finish it. And I keep meaning to go back to it and finish it, and then they released the second part and I was like, oh, now I'm gonna have to go back and finish the remake. And then I was like, oh, but what if first? I went back one step further, grasshoppered my way all the way back to the original. I don't think you played more than Final Fantasy IV. Wow. See, Final Fantasy IV wasn't available here in the UK till much later. So Final Fantasy VII was the first of the Final Fantasy games, I think, to come over here, and then we got all the ones subsequent. But if you wanted to play the earlier ones, those then came out later, or you had to play them on different consoles, or you had to find other ways to get them, like sort of with like NTSC imports and things like that. But yeah, I'm being very good and I'm not singing along to some of the music, because I do know all of this music off by heart. I think I taught myself to play a load of it on the piano, not this one obviously, but although if anybody knows Alina Gingertail on YouTube, who's a Russian musician, very talented musician, plays lots and lots of folk instruments, and is a like raging nerd, loves to cosplay, dress up as like characters from her favourite games and recreate the music on a variety of folk instruments. Highly recommend checking her out if you've not come across her. She does a great Final Fantasy battle theme where she plays every single instrument. I seem to have done something though in messing around with my mic and flipping between systems where I can't actually hear myself. So it's very strange. I normally get to kind of like hear myself on the mic. I'm just kind of hearing myself muted. But yeah, so I had a thought, like my thought was, I don't know if I'm going to play all the way back through it, or if maybe I will just play to the end of Midgar, which is where the end of the remake takes you to, and then switch over and play the remake. I don't know. get to the end of Midgar in this an awful lot quicker than we would have in the remake, though. Look at that. I've still got all of my original memory cards from the PlayStation as well. I've got a little tin full of them with a lot of my original save games as well. Maybe someday I shall boot them up. Google search later. You were on 5 on Super Nintendo. I had a SNES. A SNES was one of the consoles that I used to have, and I got rid of, along with my N64. I might still have the Dreamcast. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII. See, I was never a Nintendo girl, so I got to play Nintendo. Like, there was a friend of the family, and when we used to go and stay with them, like halfway across the country, they had an original Nintendo, I think, not a SNES. So I played some things like Duck Hunt on that, but like I always wanted something like a Game Boy growing up. Never got one of those. I think I was about 20 when I suddenly realised that as an adult who was earning her own money, I could buy my own Game Boy if I wanted one, and that was the beginning of my my Nintendo collection. But yeah, at one point I had the NES, the SNES, the N64, a variety of Game Boys, like Game Boy Colors, like Nintendo DS and the 3DS and a Switch and a GameCube and a Wii. I've pared it right back down now, but I'm very, very fond of the Switch, I have to say. Moved a lot of my games over to the Switch, which is also responsible for me owning several games 2 or 3 times, where I own it sort of on PlayStation and then I bought it on the Switch, and sometimes I have it on Steam as well. It's just so bouncy. I've also repathed the controls on my PlayStation remote, because it used to be in this game, in order to run, you would be holding down this button, all of the time, and then you couldn't really do it any differently. But now I've got my run up here. I just need to remember that that's also my cancel button. Just picked up my first materia, although I don't think I can do anything with it yet. But yeah, so Avalanche, trying to make a point of bringing people's attention to the atrocities that Big Oil / Shinra are doing by depleting all of the planet's natural resources for their own gain. And then, of course, we have Cloud and his memory issues to come to. Do you still own all of those consoles, Bisa? See, Zelda was one that I came to much later as well. I didn't come to Zelda until, I think, about a decade ago, except the N64. Look at that hair. Now, I don't think in Final Fantasy you get any extra effect by pulling the trigger on limit breaks. I think that that's a sort of a bit of muscle memory left over from Final Fantasy VIII, where you had to pull the trigger on your gunblade. Moomin, your first one was the Amiga. My brother had an Amiga. I remember playing a couple of things on the Amiga. I played Laser Squad on the Amiga, I think. I was very small at the time. And I'm pretty sure I had a Postman Pat game on there. That's how small I was. But my first console that I had was a Sega Mega Drive, which I think was called something else in other places. Was it the same as the Sega Master System, or were they different editions? but that was my first console. My brother got a PlayStation, and then when he went off to university, I got his PlayStation, and I became very solidly a PlayStation girl from there on out. Uh-oh. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, now you tell me, now I've loaded all of them up. Uh-oh. Oh no! Is Cloud gonna go down? It's like that for not paying attention. Oh, yes he is, look at that! Right. It's gonna be very embarrassing if I die in my first boss battle. Your first console was Pong on the TV, memers. Nice. We're okay. Amazingly. What I haven't done is actually turn the battle speed up, I don't think. Which is definitely a thing I can do, and I can also, if I'm paying attention, fight a bit more tactically, because this is a machine and therefore we use lightning on it. That's better. Binatone. Nice. So have you always been gamers, all of you? Any of you come to it later in life, or does it go back to childhood for the most of you? Ooh, that's a weapon for Barrett. Won't get a timer. Oh, it used to let you choose how long. Not anymore. 10 minutes is plenty though, so while that time is ticking down, let's go and have a look-see. Ah, see? We can speed all of these up. You favour the PlayStation as well, memers? Yeah. Yeah, I'll do. And I'm just going to equip Barrett with a shiny new thing, and I don't think I can do anything with the materia yet, no. Played your first games when you were 6 or so. Ooh, no, don't quit. What have I turned on by accident? There we go. Yes, 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 yes. I played Aladdin on the Mega Drive. Hang on. Whoop. I played Aladdin on the Mega Drive. I played Lemmings. Actually, you know what? I don't know what I played Lemmings on. I don't remember, but I played it. Hearts. Oh, isn't Hearts the card game? Forgot about that one. Oh, Minesweeper. Ooh, I didn't heal up. I probably should have healed up. I'll do that now, in battle. The most inefficient time to do it. Lemmings on the Amstrad. Nice. Nice. Oh, 8 minutes on the clock and counting. We'll be fine. I used to, I don't know why, when I was a kid and I used to do this with the 10-minute timer, I used to try and run it right down to like the last 5 seconds and like play chicken with myself, running around extra bits and doubling back on myself, getting all the way to the entrance so that I could come out, I think, just as the final few seconds ticked by. And I suspect it was partly my neurospiciness because, as you'll see when I get out of here, it behaves as though you come running out literally as the bomb's about to go off, no matter how fast you get there. And that used to bug me. Small gnome kind of puzzle game. Collected hearts, pushed boulders. Do you know what? That sounds familiar. I'm gonna have to go and look up some pictures, because that sounds awfully familiar. didn't game as much as you do now. Oh, babysitters of 7 kids. Crikey, Mimas. Let's give Jessie a hand. So, yeah, I mean, so I played a couple of consoles before I got PlayStation, but when I got PlayStation, like, those first few games that I played on PlayStation were really kind of influential in the games that I liked from there on out. So, Tomb Raider was one of my first ones. I had some kind of fighting games, like I had Tenchu. Originally I had Soul Blade when everybody else was playing, not Tenchu, Tekken. I had Tenchu, which was a ninja game. Silent Hill, as I said, I think I had a ripped copy of that. Can't remember if there's something around here or not. I think I'm imagining it. Heartlights. Okay. Used to love playing Mortal Kombat. That is not one I ever played. But everybody tend to have, like, everybody played Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or Tekken or Soul Blade if you're anything like me. And I took great pride in besting my much older brother at Soul Blade. And I think we had something like, we had Bushido Blade back then and some other games like that, but the ones that really grabbed me were, first of all, Tomb Raider and Silent Hill and those kinds of games, but then when I played Final Fantasy VII, and another JRPG called Suikoden, which is still super difficult to get hold of over here, and is possibly, like, is it in my top 3 games of all time? That sold me on RPGs. That was kind of the beginning for me. Did I go? I must have gotten my... Yes, I did get my treasure. Cool. Let's get away from this infernal racket. Oh, no, Biggs, you don't have the door. Jessie has the door. Code deciphered. Biggs got this one? Yes. One more fight before I go. Yeah, that was that was it for me. That was me sold on JRPGs for a good long time, and on RPGs more generally. And I mean, in fairness, I started playing D&D long before I played anything on PlayStation. I got inducted very, very early at the tender age of, like, 6. But Final Fantasy VII had my heart. Better than any television. And you're about to see what I mean, because we've got 4 minutes left on the clock. But it's all going to blow up. As if I took my time. Help Jessie again, because Jessie apparently is a klutz that keeps falling over. There we go. Love it. Love it. Oh, Mimas, no. Babysitting for family. Sounds like quite a tough place to be. I feel for you. I get that though. I was the same kind of a kid where I sort of, like, felt responsible for a lot of things that were not my responsibility, but, you know, as the sensible one, wanted to take responsibility all the same. So that was the reactor in Sector 1 that we just blew up. There are 8 sectors in Midgar, which is the city that we are in. But you'll be pleased to hear that we don't get to blow up even half of them. Oh, this music though. The lovely Ares, who broke every girl's heart ever. I think I can buy a flower from her. Yeah. Yeah, you can. This game is really very bleak. in many ways. And I think that's part of what I found so affecting, because despite its cartooniness, like a combination of the music and the dialogue and just some of the sort of the moments in it, it did a really very, very good job of sort of, I don't know, making me think about the world and the way we are in it. And it's got a love triangle, and who doesn't love a love triangle? I mean, me. I don't love triangles anymore, but I certainly used to. But it's funny, like, friends of mine who've got kids now, sometimes they've tried to go and get their kids back into, like, the games that they used to be into. And occasionally they manage it, but a lot of them, like, their kids look at it and they're like, they struggle sort of to see what they're even looking at on the screen, I guess because we're so used to such kind of beautiful, rich graphics now. And I mean, this game is actually pretty easy to see what you're doing, but if you go a couple of steps back to even earlier games, I can kind of see the problem. Like, you know, we interpreted what was on the screen, and the graphics for the time were, like, this was hugely advanced graphics for the time. This was, you know, incredible, but its graphics never detracted from how real the story felt to me in places, and it still doesn't. And I kind of feel for the generation that struggle to get to the stories in some of these older games because they can't get past the graphics. I feel like they're missing out on an awful lot. Oh, memes. Too good at it, huh? Games you loved are impossible now. Impossible to, like, to pass, like, to interpret, or is it just that, like, I mean, some of the games that I used to play were really, really, like, quite difficult, and of course, back then, when I only had maybe 3 or 4 games to play at a time and so much more free time, my singular focus managed to get me past some of those difficulties. But I would not have the patience for a lot of them now that I had then. So it tends to be the ones which are baked so solidly in my heart. Those are the only ones that sort of keep me going back to them and persevering through the tricky bits. Cloud's so cool. I'm sad that there isn't a train robbery in this one, but if you ever played any of the other Final Fantasies, there's a great train robbery in Final Fantasy VIII. Kind of a train robbery. Train kidnapping. I'm here! I think Final Fantasy was also really good at doing kind of lost cause stories, which is one of the things that always spoke to me in these series. Like, I've always had a soft spot for a lost cause, and Final Fantasy was very good at doing kind of poignant, tragic people trying to do the right thing in poor circumstances and paying the price kind of stories. Da-da-da! BC, you have the old graphics problem. Yeah. I have the same. My partner grew up on different consoles to me, and in fact he grew up with Zelda. He's the reason that I then later got into Zelda. But while I don't have any problems going back to games that he enjoyed as a kid and appreciating them now, he's tried and he can't do it with so many of mine. Says it makes his eyes bleed. Especially, I suppose, when you stick it, like, if you're lucky enough to have a nice big, you know, HD TV, and you stick You stick some of these up there and you can see every single pixel. Oh, Biggs. They got one of my very, very favourite, most favourite voice actors playing Biggs in the remake. And I was so stoked that it was him. And that's Gideon Emery. And if any of you have ever played Dragon Age, you're probably going to be quite familiar with him. I mean, he's been a voice actor in an awful lot of things. He was also in another Final Fantasy. He played Balthier. If you ever played Final Fantasy XII, Sky Pirate, dashing Sky Pirate. And he was in Dragon Age 2 as one of the main companions. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Dragon Age. This game is so depressing, pretty much throughout. Like, it's enjoyable to play, but there's not really much happiness in it. It's all kind of bleak and depressing. It's about people being trampled down by big corporations, and in some cases it's about like the seediness of society, and the hopelessness, and yet so compelling. I was going to say no wonder I was a miserable child, but I wasn't. I was quite a happy-go-lucky child for a lot of it. But I felt deeply moved by, oh, see? Like this guy, Wedge. He just wants to not be a sidekick. He just wants to be a hero. Such terrible foreshadowing. So depressing. Why do they do this to us? Jesse's going to explain trains to me. She might be my original, like, girl engineer archetype. I'm struggling to think of another one before that. But, you know, when I was 10 years old, there was Jessie teaching me that girls can be, you know, into STEM subjects and engineering and trains and stuff, and that's okay. Plus, she had a really cool headband. You loved Origins, played the second, booted up the third, and you didn't get on with it. Oh. See, I love Inquisition. I mean, I love all three of them, actually. I've got frustrations with all three of them, but 3 holds a particularly special place for me, because they'd finally got to a point where they had so developed the various character relationships and interactions and the friendships and things. The dynamics felt really, really good in Inquisition, and we don't talk about what came after. See? This town, so depressed. Nobody even remembers what the towns were called anymore. They now just all have numbers. Which is actually a recurring theme in this, because you encounter cloaked figures later who don't remember their own names or anything about themselves. They just have numbers stumped on their hands. Yeah, notice how you mentioned the 3. Oh, do you know, I waited so long for the next installment of that series, and then when they released that first teaser, I was like, why does it look like Borderlands? What have you done? What? And at some point I will probably try and play it, but I was just so disappointed after all of that waiting and so much potential that my stubbornness prevailed. And I was like, well, I'd like to say, well, there's plenty of other things for me to play this year, except we've been waiting a long old time for another A-list good RPG. Like, we were spoiled for a few years there, with Witcher, with Skyrim, with Dragon Age, and it feels like there's been a bit of a gap since. Can just play Worm. Certainly put a lot more hours into Worm when I'm not putting, you know, 100, 200 hours into another RPG. Yeah, can I talk more to Jessie? Maybe not. See, Barrett swears all the time, and he beats his employees, and you'll see in a minute when we get back to the pub, he scares everybody out of the pub by just firing off his machine gun all over the place. And really, there's an awful lot of things there that you should be like, that is not okay. But, you know, he's got such a poet's heart that I'm somewhat immune to it. Morrigan might have been your first real game crush. Well, okay. So, I mean, Cloud would have been one of mine. I mean, not in this form, but, you know, there were FMVs. And, like, he was cool. He was cool. He didn't care about anything. He, taught me to like boys who were, like, you know, moody and, disaffected. I got over that. Lara Croft, one of my first game crushes as well, I think. Not because of, you know, the assets, but I liked her cultured English accent, and I liked her kind of smooth, wry kind of humour. Took a lot from her. She was badass, Mimas. Yes, she was. Yep. And actually in Final Fantasy VII, Tifa did it for me as well. And again, like, she's very bosomy and she's in a little bar girl outfit, and it was absolutely nothing to do with that, but of the sort of the love triangle in this. Like, I love them both. But Aeris, the flower girl that we met in the market, who we will meet again later, she was kind of like, I don't want to say like manic pixie dream girl, that's not fair, but like, she was magical, she's special, she's unusual, she's, you know, don't want to spoil her stuff for people who haven't played this, she's special. But Tifa, who we're about to meet, Tifa is just a bar girl living in a slum, doing her best to look out for the people around her, and I love that about her. Like, she's the girl next door. How we doing, Barrett? Next one's gonna be bigger. A lot bigger. Meet back at the hideout. Good night, Moomin. I will have fun blowing stuff up. Thanks for joining me. I'm sure that there were other early... Well, in fact, for years, my Discord icon was a character from Suikoden, original Suikoden. What is that dude doing? I think he's doing squats, but he certainly looks shifty. Yeah, my Discord icon for many years was a character from original Suikoden called Odessa, who was definitely one of my early crushes. And there's no FMVs to redeem me in that. She was literally just a tiny little, like, 8-bit bunch of pixels, but she was the leader of a rebel army, which was dead cool. And I wanted to be the leader of a rebel army. I still do, in fact. Maybe I should start one. Start a movement. Maybe he was having a wee. Yes, maybe. There's a lot of like weird shit the characters get up to in this, and some really kind of like uncomfortable moments in places, but then it's all poverty and decay. So I suppose I should save. And remember where my back out key is. There we go. Scrounges for haphazard weapons and armor to join the rebels. Crimson charge. Yeah. Yeah. I just need a good cause, other than the cause that I'm already, you know, engaged in. Because, do you know what I saw? I read an article when the Final Fantasy VII remake came out, from the original writers who then got involved in the remake again, saying how when they made Final Fantasy VII they were young and idealistic, and, you know, back then, sort of, although this isn't, like, you don't engage in eco-terrorism without seeing any of the effects. Like, we're going to walk around and, like, people will be talking about the people that died because of what we just did. But the writers, the original game creators, were saying that, sort of, you know, when they were young and idealistic, the idea of blowing up reactors and sort of and taking a direct means of protest seemed a lot cooler. But now, as more seasoned men and women with a little bit more life experience under their belts, they wanted to, in the remake, make more of the consequences of direct action. Not because they don't still believe in the cause, but, you know, because they're no longer as idealistic as they used to be and have a lot more understanding of the ramifications of our actions in the world. I did play Resident Evil, yes. Yes. Good night, Pisa. Yeah, I played original Resident Evil and Silent Hill, and back then it tended to be those two pitted against one another as well, like the two different kinds of action horror. And certainly for me, I don't think actually I could go in there. Let's go in the pub. For me, Resident Evil was a different kind of scary than something like Silent Hill. Cheap viewers on stream, boo. Ruffle! Zap it! Zap it, Ruffle. Resident Evil was a different kind of scary for me than Silent Hill. Silent Hill was a kind of unnerving horror, making my skin crawl scary, whereas Resident Evil obviously had jump scares, but it was your inability to control, like, your camera angles and your movement, your inability to react as fast as you wanted to react to things, that made Resident Evil quite so stressful to play for me. Fired, Ruffle. Right, okay, I tell you what, I'm going to pause the sound just for a second by clicking away. Let me see if I can go zap. Zap, zap, zap. Zap, 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 zap. Can I work out how to zap? Ooh. We can do it, we can do it. One, timeout. Oh, you've done it, you've done it! You beat me to it. Just, well done, thank you. Well done. Get off your slow moving ass. Papa. Hello, Marlene. You know, I've no idea how old Marlene is meant to be, but given that later in this scene they leave her running the bar while they're away, I always kind of think that she must be a toddler because she gets put up on people's shoulders and things. Maybe she's a toddler. Yeah. You did say you did. You did say you were needing sleep, Bisa. Don't let me keep you up too late. We are in a bar called Seventh Heaven, and somebody bought me, when I moved into this house, a really, really lovely, like, tin plate sign for the Seventh Heaven bar, which is up in my kitchen at my cocktail bar. This is Tifa's bar. This lovely lass here on screen that we're talking to, this is Tifa, and I'm just now realising, looking at Tifa, that I think I maybe got my whole hairstyle from Tifa 30 years ago and never changed it. Whoops. It's sort of like... I've evolved. Definitely have evolved. Somewhat. That's true, PC. You can always catch up. It is a weeknight. It is a work night. Sleep if you can sleep. That's my girl. In fairness, I don't have the fringe. Like, I've got. Look at me, looking at myself the wrong way around. I've got a bit of the. And I can give her flowers.
Ooh, what is?
Nah, I'm good. But yeah, so they didn't make as big a deal in the original as they did in the later, in the remake of the sort of the consequences of terrorism, even in a good cause. But they don't skip over it. I mean, a lot of the characters are quite traumatized by what happens to them, and yet it only comes out in little bits of dialogue. But in a way, I kind of love that about it. Some later games I played, like, really kind of like rammed the consequences of your actions down your throat, and it felt more subtle in this. Mostly, not always, but mostly. Right, if I try and leave, there we go. Here comes Big Bruiser. We're going to have a meeting. We're going to plan more explosions. It's definitely how that's going to go. But not before I go and flirt with my favourite girl. So commanding. No. Sorry, Tifa. See, these two are old childhood friends. Which touches another soft spot for me. I love second chance romances. Poor Jessie. Look! There's even a little dude on the TV who looks an awful lot like the little dudes in Theme Hospital, don't you think? The newsreader. Poor Wedge. He's just trying to figure out who he is. Well, Barrett punches everything and everybody. Was that a yes to the newsreader, like a little dude from a Theme Hospital? Ugh. So elite. So dangerous. I forgot about that bit. These days, I keep all the characters with their original names, but the very first time I played this, I think it was the first time I'd ever been able to name a character in a game, because that wasn't really a thing, right? Like, I didn't think I could do that in any of the other games that I played. They came with names and those were their names, but this one, first time I ever got to name a character, and I called him something ridiculous. Pretty sure my first Cloud, was called something like... I think he was called Corienza. But I I don't remember renaming Tifa. Maybe I kept her name. I don't care about Shinra or Soldier. I just want my money. Final Fantasy's got a lot to answer for, with a generation of girls liking moody, sulky boys. Just saying. I mean, not exclusively Final Fantasy VII, but at least partly. Look at these graphics, though. Look at like the little the glass on the table, the glass jug, and the little packs of playing cards. Final Fantasy VIII did it as well, and in fact, like, although Cloud was cool, Final Fantasy VIII, Squall Heart, Be Still My Heart. Like my very, very first chat room nickname when chat rooms first became a thing on the internet. Well, first became an accessible thing for us on the internet. Like the first time I went into a Yahoo chat room, back in the day, back in the early days of like domestic internet, when the internet felt like a very, very different place. Like there was a magical first year or two of the internet where it just felt innocent, and everything was possible. And my first character name in a Yahoo chat room was Renoa, who's the love interest in Final Fantasy VIII, because I was big into another sulky protagonist right there. Not big into them in adult life though. Definitely got over that one. I would not walk out on my childhood friend. I did not forget the promise. Come on, Cloud, do better. She's so sad. Pretty sure Cloud is 21 in this, which means he's 14 in this flashback. Look at their faces. Look at them. Oh my god. Look at those stars. See, I've been loving Starry Skies and games for a good 30 years now. Let's reminisce. I loved the internet back then as well. Yes. I mean, I love things like Neopets and, oh god, what was it? What was the one with the pastomancers? Oh, it's gonna bug me. But, like, early days of the internet and, like, Yahoo chat rooms and ICQ and all of that kind of stuff, like, I video chatted some random stranger that I had met on a chat room from China, from his apartment in China, with him and his partner, and we were so excited to just, like, see someone from halfway around the world, and he was trying to teach me pieces of Mandarin, and I was trying to teach him bits of English, and it was so innocent and so lovely, and I cannot imagine that kind of interaction just spontaneously occurring on the internet these days. I'm sure it does in pockets of the internet, you know, there's pen pal sites and things, but sort of some of those early interactions that I had with people on chat rooms, sort of just like striking up friendships with like complete strangers, and we were all just so excited by our ability to have conversations with complete strangers and sort of get snapshots of other places in the world and other people's slices of life in the world. I don't know if it was the internet that was innocent or if it was just us, but it definitely felt like a different place. Look at my little ponytail. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my god. So this is Cloud telling Tifa how he's not like all of the other boys, and he's not going to go and just get a job. He's going to go and join the elite of the elite and be the best. The best kind of, you know, soldier, like the great Sephiroth. Must be the only time you ever see him referred to as a hero in this whole game. Also, look at Tifa in her cute little dress. That looks like a date dress to me. She's got strappy little shoes. And she's about to ask me to be her hero someday. So how Cloud was oblivious this whole time, I don't know. Hello, Puss. Oh no, have you just woken up? Then again, she only wants me to come and save her if I'm famous, so... I do think, though, that sort of, I don't know, my early exposure to games gave me a much more kind of epic sense of the world than most of my books did. I think I got a lot of romantic expectations about the world from games. There's a little paw grabbing. No, I'm not going to feed you. Tough. No. And we're back. It's true. Not a hero, not famous. So for anybody who wasn't following while I was wittering, Tifa is trying to persuade me to stick around and help Avalanche with their cause. And I'm like, only if you pay me. So mercenary. Clue's in the name. 1,500. Think of all the materia I could buy with that. Oh. I'm about to get the guilt trip of the century. Taking money away from a child's education to pay me. That's how cold and callous I am. But it looks like we're going to go bomb something else, so yay! Terrorism! That was an ironic yay terrorism, if that wasn't clear. What am I doing for time? It's only 11 o'clock. Loads of time. Right. We're going to go shopping first, because we've been paid. Then we're going to go blow something else up. Don't play coy with me, Tifa. See, Marlene's behind the bar. I swear she was a toddler, like, last night. She's bloody shaking cocktails as well. She was sat on someone's shoulder. That also gave me unfair aspirations, you know, about career paths open to a 10-year-old. Okay, so Tifa's coming with us. This time we're going to Sector 5. On another train. Yes, train. Ooh, what do you want to ask me? Aw, time for a tutorial? They do grow up so fast. Look at that cocktail shaking action over there. She can even see over the bar, just about. Yeah, no, I don't want to go through any tutorials, thank you, no. That's why I'm elite. But, excellent, good, now I can actually equip stuff. So for anybody, I don't know if you guys have played any Final Fantasy, but there's a different magic system in every single Final Fantasy. And in this one, you equip materia, which are like orbs that contain magical essence, and they grow and get more powerful over time, and if they grow enough, eventually they split into, or, you know, birth a little baby materia, which is adorable. Which is also the best way to make money in this game in the long term, but that is very much long game money. So you know what, I'm going to go buy some materia, then I'm going to shuffle some stuff around, then I'm going to go blow stuff up, because I'm pretty sure I can go and buy some things I don't yet have. What's this dude doing? Peeking at the two of us, what? Oh, see, they're not fooled. I don't know if that was spawned by the sleeping next to you comment, or if it always said that. I don't remember that comment before. What about this dude? What's he doing? He hasn't even got a shirt on. He's gonna go be a better man. Do you think he's heartbroken? Because the love of Tifa's life is back. Yes. Right. This is a shop. Medicine, eh? A rare customer. Cha-ching! I suppose it would have been helpful to look at actually what I have already got, wouldn't it? One of those, 7 of those. Right. Better planning, Grim, you can do it. What have we got? So we've got 1 lightning, we've got 1 ice. Pretty sure I can actually tab between these. He's got nothing. She's got nothing. So we're going to swap out lightning, which is one of the more useful ones, for our cure. Lightning, ice, so I need to buy fire and maybe another restore. Didn't mean to do that. Right. Restore and ice. Oh, that's how I tab. Okay, so they've got hit points, they've got magic points. The more magic points they've got, I can't remember if they've got like magical attack power in this. I certainly never paid that closer attention to stats, but Barrett has got more points to do more casts, so he's going to get the good one, so he can have lightning. Yeah, that seems like the right way around. Probably, maybe. Right, let's buy some more stuff. So we haven't got fire, we're going to get one of those. And we're going to get a second one of those, because 1 character in your party with the ability to cure people is never enough. I know what I'm doing. Kind of. Sort of. Maybe. You can have that one. You can have that one. Oh no! I definitely know what I'm doing. Shh. Nobody saw that. Right. Pretty sure somebody told me that the guy in the weapon shop had something for me as well. Woo! Ah, it's a shooting range. Lovely. Oh, dried up old geese? Rude. That sounds like a trap. No. He just swore at me after he called me a geezer. What can we buy at the weapon shop? Ooh, got one. Don't want one. I'll have one of those though. How dare! Precisely. Will you stop with the grabby hands, madam? Somebody wants feeding. Just gonna equip that. Nice. Don't have any extra materials put in at the moment though. Right, upstairs in the weapon shop. Let's go see. Let's go see. Oh no, is it going to be another tutorial? Woo! Look at them bros doing their flexings. You could never really get into 2D games, memers. Aww. I think the first Civ game I played would have been 3. Oh! No. No, I want to know about none of this. Nope. You go back to flexing, bro. fabled save point. Populous 2. Ooh. I used to watch a friend play that, but I've never played it myself. You know, back in the days when instead of watching people play games online via Twitch, we used to, like, you know, sit next to them on their PC or on their console and, like, watch people play one-player games. But not the kind of the story-led games for you in 2D memers. Yeah, I remember, like, I distinctly remember, I don't know, I sat and watched a friend play a whole bunch of, like, GTA. My brother and I used to sit and watch one another playing Tomb Raider because, you know, we both really enjoyed the game. But obviously, you know, it wasn't a two-player version. I think I got quite a lot of mileage in my younger years, actually, out of when I wasn't playing games myself, just watching somebody else play them. Ooh! Yes! More materia! Yes, yes, yes. Ooh! That nearly squashed me. Nice. There's a pupper! Oh! Oh, thank you. It's a pupper that's teaching me a thing. This is the game's version of a tutorial. Bit late for that. Oh, now the position cursor is teaching me about the position cursor. Oh, and it's talking to me. Oh my god. Is this the original? Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's the Steam port of the original, so there's a couple of, I think, minor changes. Like, for example, we couldn't choose how long to set the destination for, but yeah, it's the original game to all intents and purposes. We just don't have to change the disc twice during the course of the game. Yes, yes, thank you, thank you. Lesson learned, don't talk to anybody here, they all want to teach me something. So an all materia only works in conjunction with something else. So we'll put that with that. And now is it time to blow some stuff up. Oh no, wait, there's another level. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh, this is where the dude was trying to sell me his bed for like 10 gil. No. Tough guy, huh? Wonder if he's got any loot though. Look at that! Is that a Bobo doll? It's got a target painted on its chest. Dude's got a skull and wait, is that a gun? Just casually lying on someone's bed. Blimey. No loot. No loot. Right. Down and around we go, down and around we go. Whoop. Is there another shop here? No, I don't think there is. Alright. Ooh, wait. What is? Hello, Grabby. Still not feeding you. What is? Aww. Empty nest syndrome, I think. I can go into their toilet. That's a bit weird. Is there anything in their toilet? No. It's just a toilet. What about... Woo! How'd the other half live? Yeah, there's a save point here, isn't there? Yes. Let's save, and then go get on the train. Oh my goodness! I am gonna go and feed this cat. I will be right back. Da da da. Like a ninja who forgot her mute button. Right. Did I save? Yes, I did. Yup,
Victory!
yup. See, I thought that was a timely one to add to the channel points. Right before I started actually replaying Final Fantasy. I'm pretty sure I saved. I saved, right? I definitely saved. Yes, probably, maybe.
Goblin glee.
I do get a lot of goblin glee, especially at this game. Oh, they finally agreed to break up. They were so in love yesterday. Did they just... Was that a murder-suicide? I don't know what just happened there. Let's not look too close. Seriously, what just went on? Just like... Oh, how tragic, this game. Life in the slums. Really does get you down. Hoodlums. Right. Yeah, you tell him, Barrett. Look at that grizzle. Oh, you think one of them ran in front of the other one's hammer? It can happen. Tragic. Tragic tale. Barrett's such a brute. You tell him, Tifa. Considering what a shithole Midgar is, their trains are in surprisingly good nick. Like, this is just moving from slum to slum. But look at the state of this train. It's beautiful. If you're hearing thumps in the background, that's my cat throwing over her food bowl because she did not get enough food. Oh, I'm gonna go through an ID check system. Big Brother is watching. Does this mean we're going to get to jump out of a moving train? Oh, yes we are! Yes, yes, yes. Aww, Tifa's going to show me what Jessie already showed me. I am standing very close. Uh-oh. It's like they stepped up security after somebody blew up one of their reactors. Oh dear. Gonna be fight music soon. Yeah. Don't know why I'm getting so excited. Ooh. That wasn't 4 minutes. 15 seconds. Let's go. Just run. I'm running. What do you mean? I'm stuck. I'm running. I'm fine. I'm good. It's all good. Whoa! This is what I mean about changing perspectives. When you run through one door and then the next door is like in a different, like pointed in a different direction. When you get past it, it's always going to get to the end of the train. I've never understood that. Yeah, if we just keep running up the train, it'll be fine. Uh-oh. That dude just nicked something off me. Give it back, give it back. Wait, no, I want my money back. That's right, busted. Whoa. Ooh, I might have just squandered all my precious time. Look at these shady fellas. Wait, I know those guys. That's my pals in disguise, looking super, like, you know, stealth. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be running. I was so excited what was happening. So excited by what was happening, I forgot that I was at the wrong end of the train. Yeah, there's no time to be talking about whether or not we're scared. Let's just fling ourselves out of a fast-moving vehicle. What can possibly go wrong? Right, maybe I can give her a push. There she goes! Leader always stays till the end, is that right, Barrett? Yeah, you just fling yourself out of the train while I see what happens. Bye! Suckers! So far everything's going as planned. Love it. Right. We've got one more reactor to blow up before I go to bed. I can do it. I can do it. What are those? I like... They've got their, like, scorpion tails. But they wiggle on their bellies. Like, what even is that? You believe in me, Ruffle. Thousands wouldn't. Depends how many random battles I get between now and the reactor, I suspect. We shall see. There's actually, on the wall behind me, although you probably can't see it, there is a Final Fantasy display up on the wall as well. So I'm a proper fangirl. I've got I think I've probably got Final Fantasy bits and pieces, Final Fantasy VII bits and pieces, listed in several places across this house. Maybe I shall locate it further down the wall for next time. Ooh. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna crawl through some ducts, maybe? Yeah. Then we're gonna go down, folks. In the hole. Ooh, a potion. Yoink. What was the first game you ever played, Ruffle? And what was the first game that, like, I don't know, really spoke to you? Always excited by people's, like, by the things that were kind of seminal in people's lives, particularly in terms of media, like games and books and things. Pong or Space Invaders, first one you played, and the first one that sort of, you know, I don't know, felt really meaningful to you. What the hell am I fighting now? Tiny little missile launchers. What a funny thing to encounter in a sewer. I don't know, like, either that sort of holds a particularly, like, special place in your heart, or that kind of, I don't know, captured your imagination in some way. Ooh. What's up this one? Am I gonna wish I went up the other one first? Maybe, we'll see. You wanna get the question right. Okay, so which was the first one? So what's the first game you played that has really kind of stayed with you since? Yeah, I definitely didn't want to go up the first one. That looks like the way forward. We don't want to go forward. Oh no! No! Get back in! Get back in! Oh, I see. So in order to go forward, I have to push up and away from me. No wonder I was getting it wrong. Right, what's around here? Probably nothing after all this, but you know, as an old school RPGer, I feel compelled to check all of the side corridors first. Oh, we've got like flying fishies down here. Look at them, they're so spiky. They're like aerial porcupine fish. Ugh. Oh no. You put me to sleep. Rude. At some point I'm gonna have to start actually employing battle tactics and not just, you know, hitting everything. Animal Crossing. Which one was the GameCube one? I always get confused with the Animal Crossing titles. I came to Animal Crossing really late, and then I loved it so much I went back and tried to play an earlier one. And I was struggling to get it work now, basically. Not struggling to play it, but like struggling to actually get the game card to work. Memers, you played it on the DS. Nice. Was that New Leaf? Or is New Leaf the... No, is New Leaf the Switch one? Oh, I get so confused. Is there treasure? Well, you know what, there's another... Oh, maybe both ways were the way forward. I'm going to go all the way up here and then I'm not going to see Jessie and then I'm going to realise that I did go the right way the first time. Maybe. Or do all ladders lead to the same place? Yep, they all lead to the same place. God damn it. Oh, Jessie, but you did your best. It was just called Animal Crossing, the original one. Yeah, fair. When everybody else was playing Animal Crossing on the DS, I was playing Harvest Moon. So that was my jam for a while. In fact, Harvest Moon got me through a particularly gnarly period of my life where I was hospitalised for a while. And that game was all the only thing that I was like... The only thing that was keeping me distracted the whole time I was there. So, it holds a special place in my heart, but maybe not for the reasons that most games do. I suppose I should give people some potions. We're looking a bit beat up. And have you played? Do you have a Switch? Either of you? Have you played the current one on Switch? Yeah, I can afford it. A lot of love for the Dizzy games. What are the Dizzy games? No, I'm not feeding you. You've been fed. Oh, whoa. Nearly. God, it's not like loot is hard to miss. Hard to see? It's not like loot is hard to see. Oh, everybody's just leaving it to me, are they? Nice. Thanks for that. And another one! Oh, and a save point. That's how you know it's about to get dangerous. You see a save point, it means there's a boss battle coming. Or maybe I'm just going to do not so well in this reactor as I did in the last. Lower sector 4 plate. Sneaky, sneaky. Your Switch won't charge. Oh no. Wild World. That was the DS one. Yeah. So, does that mean New Leaf is the Switch one? Ooh. Oh, I'm on a slide! Look at that. That's cool. That's cool. I love this piece of music. I'd love it more if I could find my way across the map, but, you know. Whoa, look at those things. They got, like, magnets on their heads. Do you know what, it's weird, but I'm just so unquestioning of the enemies that you would fight. Like, I don't remember as a child ever being like, what the hell is that? I just accepted it. Now, as an adult, I'm like, what even is that? Like, he's got a bit of... Whoa! Oh, I forgot that Tifa had a roulette wheel for a limit break. Dude looked like he had like some kind of, I don't know, spinny pipe, hook hand. How do I get round? There's how we get round. Okay. So we know from previous experience that the reactor's this way. Love it. Proper industrial. Weird as it sounds, I think Final Fantasy VII might be like my first introduction to the idea of reincarnation as well. Like, there's some stuff around like the life stream, which is the kind of the essence that they're sucking out of the planet, and that is where souls go before they're delivered back into other people. I was kind of fascinated by that. Right, one more save. Because I might be about to fluff up a boss battle, but I've not been paying close enough attention. It'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. New Horizons was the most recent one. Yeah! Get him, Tifa! Nice. Seriously though, like, what even are those? Magnet heads. She's so badass. Animal Crossing might be one of the only games that nearly persuaded me to buy a second Switch. Because Animal Crossing, you can only have one game. So, like, if I wanted to reset, like if I wanted another island, if I wanted to do it again, I had to reset my island. And I was seriously torn. I was like, I could save the island that I've got, wear it all back down to nothing, and rebuild it up. Ooh, we're having a flashback to a young Tifa in a cowboy hat. See, Sephiroth is a bad man. This is clearly the beginning of Tifa's, you know, terrorism journey. Can you play on other people's games, or is it a solo game? You can visit other people. Well, I don't know about the older ones, but on the current one on the Switch, you can go and visit other people's islands with a dodo code, which doesn't allow you to, like, do stuff in their spaces. Well, it might allow you to do stuff in their spaces, like pick stuff up. But also, on one console, people can come and play in your town, but they can't do most of, like, the main quest stuff. So it's not a true co-op, it's more like, it's a little bit like Medieval Dynasty in as much as you go and play in somebody else's game. But that was the main problem with the Switch version, actually. It was not just that you couldn't create more than one save, which, you know, ideally wanted to, but if you were a family with a shared Switch, only one of you got to play the full Animal Crossing experience unless you bought a second copy of Animal Crossing, because I think it's saved on the cart. Might be wrong about that. Have I done it? Did I set it? Whoops. Wasn't paying attention. Okay, I think I did. Probably, maybe, definitely set a bomb. That's what I get for not paying attention. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, yuck indeed. And I discovered this because when we bought Animal Crossing with the intention of me playing it, Pav had booted it up first just to have a look at it, and it took me a solid 2 or 3 hours to realise, having joined Pav's game, that I therefore couldn't actually play the game properly. And I had to start all over again, and I was so miffed. But for a long time, that was my soothing morning ritual. Just, like, I would get up, get dressed, come down before work, I'd just curl up, do a little bit, like, do my dailies, catch some bugs, do some fishing. That was my soothing, like, ritual to start a day. And then I just stopped one day. And every so often I'm like, I really quite enjoyed that, but I don't feel particularly compelled to go back and pick it up again. I just pick up other soothing rituals in its place. I really, really hope that I did set that bomb, because I'm going to be miffed if I climb all the way back out of here and then they're like, where are you going? Speaking of Switch games, Skyrim on the Switch, better than you think it's going to be. And then suddenly Skyrim is portable, which is amazing. Not that I really need games to be portable anymore, given that I work from home, but you know, used to be a boon. Now, if I was being sensible, knowing that there's a boss battle coming up, I'd have been saving my limit breaks. Deadly waste. Ew. I think you lob that at someone and it does, like, bio damage or something. It's kind of gross. You failed to place... You failed to place... Did you not get on with it? Or did you just not get round to it? I love Skyrim. I have never finished it. I have played hundreds of hours of Skyrim. And in fact, it was only a couple of years ago, on like my, I don't know, 9th, 10th playthrough, that I finally, for anybody who's played Skyrim, that I finally met the Blades. And went up to High Hrothgar, which is like the end of the beginning of Skyrim. Like, that's when the main story starts. And I had put in hundreds of hours without ever touching that, because that's how I play games like that. I'm like, I want to do all the side things before they get locked off. Sticking with your worm, Medieval Dynasty. You're playing PAX Day. Are you enjoying that? I've seen some really, really nice clips of that. Can I do anything with this bippy thing? No, I cannot. Ooh, there's a save point through there. How do I get to the save point, though? You kept getting lost. Oh, oh no! You got an accidental follower. Do you know what? One of the things that I like about Skyrim is one of the things that I like about Worm, and I just kind of like existing in the world. So I think that's probably part of the other reason that I avoid the main story so much. Like, I enjoyed living in the world, like I enjoy the things that I can do in it and the landscapes, and I kind of don't want the game to progress to a point where then I'm suddenly like, when the world is changing and I'm forced to do other things. So half of my saves, probably more than half of my saves, are just me going and finding myself, you know, a nice wife, or occasionally a husband, but the wives are better in Skyrim. Getting myself a nice little house somewhere, and like living my best little Skyrim life. How do I open that? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't open it till later. Oh, I see. We're gonna do some fancy woos it. With timing. We'll have to push the button at once. You did it first and stop playing it just before the big wipe. Wait, what big wipe? What? What? Oh, are we talking about PAX Day? That makes more sense if so. I was like, what do you mean the big wipe? Well, no, didn't do that right, did I? Let's try again. Nope. And again. Still no. Just gotta leave it a little bit longer. So close!
Oh my god, it's killing me!
Too late! Ah! Oh, PAX Day wiped everything. Wow. Oh, is that because they were beta testing it and then there was going to be a wipe before they... Right. Right. Clearly I can't half-arse it. Close, but no cigar. I'm so bad at this! Oh, why do they make me coordinate? Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I bet that went down like a lead balloon. Finally! That only took me an embarrassing number of tries. What, like 15? 12, 15? Something like that. Oops. Save point for the big boss. So you kept your stuff. Pax Mageddon. Yep. Wait. Fibs and lies. The only way you could get it was to put it in a chest and retrieve it again. What? So what was wiped in the big wipe? Just the buildings? Or, like, the terraforming? Can you terraform in PAX Day? I assume you can. Did I already do that? No. Yes. Yes, I did. Never mind. What else are you playing at the moment, Ruffle? I know you've been playing a little bit of Medieval Dynasty, and obviously you're playing Worm. Have you got anything else on at the moment? Everything but items. Ooh. Oh, I see. So they were making major changes. That thing just zapped me and stole some of my... Ooh, I'm a bit injured. I'm gonna heal up before I go into that boss battle. She says. No. 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 I've got a library full of Steam games that I have never ever played because at the time that I bought them I was like, oh, that looks cool. Did I ever get around to playing it? Do I keep going back and playing games that I have already played before? This might be my problem. Ooh, market NPCs. Nice. I like what I like. I'll leave it at that. Ooh, now's the time for a big fight. Yeah! Yeah! Am I gonna get blown up? Probably. 'Twas a trap. Oh, President Shinra. They're gonna set me up as a patsy. I've been dragged. Gotta visit your wife, innit? Oh, okay, so who's your wife in Stardew? because you know what? I can't remember the name of mine. Is it Maru? It's. Who's the sciencey one? The nerdy one. She's mine. I can't remember their names. But if it's Maru, who's the nerdy one in the basement, I would guess her for you as well. Right. It's been a while since I played Stardew, which was basically a love letter to Harvest Moon, so I did love it. Maru is the sciencey one. Okay, yeah. Maru was my girl. Is there a gothy one? I feel like there's a little goth chick. I wanted to say Abigail, but maybe that's a different one. Oh, you're just gonna have to tell me, Ruffle. You tell him, Barrett. King Vermin killing the planet. Oh. You're all about her till her dad was super weird about it. I don't remember that. What does her dad do? Is he all like, you know, nobody can date my daughter? That kind of weird? Or are we talking like a different kind of weird? Aw, President Shenmue got me a playmate. I mean, I don't know about you, but to me that noise sounds like somebody with gas. Suggested that you weren't good enough and would hold her back. Wow, because you were just, you know, a little farm girl. Wow. Some people. Whoa! Yep. Meet the Airbuster. That's my boss fight. He's gonna extract data from my body. Wow. Oh! And there's a helicopter. Oh, it's supposed to not taking in a reactor, we're just outside of it, but still. Ah, you married Leah. Yeah, I remember Leah now. Nice. I found the boys in Stardew Valley somewhat lacking, but then I find that often in games like that. Like, one of the Harvest Moon games, Island of Happiness, had, like, a cowboy with, like, silver hair, and I went for him. But I tend to find that the girl romanceables are usually the better bets. Oh. Just a machine. Right. Boss fight. I'm going to try very hard not to die. She says. And then accidentally defends. Right. I'm paying attention. Don't really want to waste fire on it. I'm clearly paying attention. Right, lightning. We want lightning. We can do this. Oh, it counterattacks. That's uncomfortable. Ow! It's hard. Missed. Oh. Yes. God, I'm out of practice. Yeah. The boys were really boyish, weren't they? I do like boss music in Final Fantasy. Cloud's about to fall over. Oops. Whoops, I'm not meant to be singing along. Caught myself doing that the first time. Let's heal our boy up before he falls over. Get him! It's bop o'clock. It is bop o'clock. Ooh, ooh. Well, that was less hard of a battle than I thought it was going to be. Ooh, a Titan bangle. Yes, please. Whoop! Uh-oh. Oh my god, I'm gonna die! Oh, Tifa. What are you gonna tell me? I think boys should be sensitive. Wow. Just wow. Uh-oh. Oh, Tifa. It's okay. I'm gonna go find another girlfriend now. But I blew up another one! Although, strictly speaking, Shinra blew it up, but, you know. Is it a dream? Is it a flashback? I mean... We're about to go meet our flower girl. In a pretty church full of flowers. What do you mean it moved? Rude. There she is. Only had multiple decades to play. Look at that light, though. This is your love triangle. She's special. And I fell on all of her flowers and ruined them. Cloud's very British, really, isn't he? Comes crashing down from the sky bar, falling to his death, lands on her flowers and apologises. This is a sacred place. Pretty flowers. Look at her adorable little face. Look at those very aggressive little, like, flippity-floppity bits. Love it. Love it, love it. This is Cloud's thinking face. This is what he does when he can't remember. Yeah. Oh, you're the slum drunk. No. No. We don't talk to nice ladies like that. It's because hers is super special. One day she's gonna save the world. Maybe. Hello, kitty. Are you gonna save the world one day? Are you only gonna save the world if you have snacks? That's unfortunate. So lovely. Right. Now, if I were a save point, where would I be? Oh, no. Apparently I'm meant to be giving her some time with her flowers. How about now? Ah. Now, I don't know if she was Aerith with a TH in the US version or just in the original Japanese version. But this is one of the, like, the only deviation that you will find between people who played the EU version of this and people who played others, whether she's called Aerith or Aerith. The Turks. They're like the mafia. but corporate. And they've got their own little which we're going to get in a minute. I like the Turks, they're cool. Hello, Rena. Well, apparently I can't leave. I am not yet done. Come on, Aries, what's up? Ooh, she's gonna hire me. Oh, a date. But Tifa. Come on, Cloud. There we get it. Oh, we're not going to get a save point. Oh, no. Pretty sure there's about to be a mini game. Oh. See you later, memers. I'm going to be wrapping up soon. I think I've just got to get Aries out of here and find me a save point. It's a work night. But first, I'm going to equip Aries with anything at all, because otherwise this is going to be a very painful battle. Right. Let's give a heal. I probably don't need heal on him. So... Fire, lightning, ice. Whoop, no, don't need all ice. Set that one back. Right. I know what buttons I'm pressing. She says. Is that you? No. Oh, you can have that. No! No! Ah! Ah! Oh my god! Did I end up equipping it to her or not? I don't actually know. Yes. Right. Let's do this. Here they come. There's only one thing left to do. Fight to the death. Or run. Yeah, we could run. We could totally run. The Ancient. Spoilers! They shot my Ancient. Wow. No way! Right, so I've got to try and push some barrels on these guys, I think. Let's try... I don't know, that one? Maybe? Oh no, they've moved! You run. I will try pushing this one. Oh no, wait. Uh-oh. I think I did badly. I'm so confused. Oh, that sound. Oh. Pro tip, if you ever play this game, Ares is not good at melee. Oh. Look at all of those magic points, though. Well done. Right. about this barrel? Oh, no! I was so close. Oh my god, look at those little fat things. What are they? They're like... They've got evil little grins, too. They're like demon porcupines. Yes, how do I push it over, though? How does one push it over? Oh my god. It's trying. What? Not like that. How does one push? Oh no! Oh no! What? I'm trying. I'm failing miserably. You keep running. Maybe I'm supposed to be pushing it from the other side. Let's try that. Nope. Genuinely not a clue. Oh well. You know what? She'll be up here by the time I figure it out. I feel like there must be some loot around here somewhere. Oh. Okay. Maybe not. Guess we're going out. Whee! Look at that poor church. What a mess. Can't see Ares being in soldier somehow. Right. Right. Off we go. Oh. She gonna do a little lady jump. Look at her bounce. I think that's meant to be us laughing somehow. Tell by the shoulders. I do this when I laugh. That's totally how laughing works, right? This music always makes me so sad. This whole game makes me so sad. Why do I play it? Here we are. Right, now there is definitely a save point by Eris's house. Ooh, thugs. Oh no, I think they can steal money from me as well. I do not like. No! Get your... They stole items! I think if I kill them, I get it back. You know, Law of the Jungle. But if they manage to run away... Stole a potion, how rude. He's gonna run away with my potion. No, we're fine. We're good. We're good. Yes. Oh, there's a save point. Right. I think that's me done for the night. I am going to definitely make sure I do properly save this time though. Because I have a horrible habit of opening up a save point and then being like, did I just save? I did. Thank you for the company. I do have... I mean, I don't have a worm style cooldown, but I do have... one of these. Check it out.
Da 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 da.
Very well timed, Truffle. Well done. I blew up 2 reactors. I did what I said I was going to do. I came, I saw, I blew shit up. Thank you for the company, though. I'm not going to be around streaming with Calvert on Friday. I don't know whether or not he's going to be doing a scout stream in my absence. But I will, hopefully, I will be in Worm streaming something on Saturday. With or without Ruffle. So we shall see. I will catch up with you about that Ruffle though and figure out what we're going to do, if we're going to do it. And if not, what else I'm going to do. Now it is my bedtime. Good night. Thanks for the chat. It was a nice nostalgic retro games chat. And I will see some of you soon. Take care.